Does this world make sense to you? Haven't you ever wanted to understand it fully, to grasp and see and know everything within it, to understand and become free? We are back, baby, with another Expedition 33 character analysis, this time on the barefoot scholar, Lune. Lune is the resident researcher, the logician, the realist. She is constantly inquisitive, curious, and flaying with her questions. She's the one who gets Gustav to stand up, and she doesn't do it with a call or appeal to his emotions, but to his reason. We explored this scene from Gustav's point of view in the previous video. Gustav had lost his reason for persisting, and so prepared his own end. But Lune, who is in roughly the same position, rejects that conclusion outright. But why? Why is the conclusion she comes to stand up and keep going? It's not out of naivete, but the fact that she is a firm believer in the mission. Perhaps more than any other, and because of that, wholeheartedly agrees with the words of all previous expeditions. When one falls, we continue. When, not if, when. Death is inevitable, grief and loss and pain as well. Saying goodbye is something we all must do one day or another. Lune was born in the city of Lumiere. She was born to two scholars, not because they wanted a child, not because they wanted something to love, not because they necessarily even wanted something to give a future, but because Lune's parents wanted an assured legacy, an assistant that never went home. Because if you really need a research partner, why not just make your own, right? Duty, responsibility, curiosity, the mission, all of it has been driven into Lune's heart and mind from the day of her very creation, and it's tragic. Because how much of it is her and how much of it is what her parents tried to design into her? What are we as people? Are we merely the reactions to the world around us? Our parents, our friends, are all we are responses to positive and negative stimuli? What are we? But then, there are times when the thoughts and reason fall away to curiosity, the coldness to warmth, times where it isn't calculation but intrigue. When Gustav and her talk to the Gestrels, she gets excitable and smiley and lives in the moment. The mind's eye turns off. She loves things she doesn't yet understand. Knowledge and curiosity is both mission and purpose. Work and play, it's fun. Lune is the one who keeps the expedition focused. Gustav is terrified every moment of losing Maël. Maël's haunted by nightmares and confusion, and Ciel is content to play with the Gestrels until she gets cremated into ash and a flower petal. Lune is the one who focuses. She's the one who pulls apart the mysteries of the world. She finds each piece of missing information, because if they just knew all the facts, if they just knew each secret and hidden detail, if all the mysteries were made clear, then that is it. Victory. They would know the path forward beyond all doubt. But she is always just a few steps behind, and eventually it catches up to her. They don't puzzle out the meanings of Maël's nightmares in time. They don't understand the warnings of the white-haired man, and because of that, Gustav dies. They are saved from being rendered into oblivion, of course, by the one with speckled hair, a man who smells like fire and whose words ring with piano keys. Verso. Verso is mysterious. He wants to reach the paintress, but why? He gives them knowledge and answers their curiosities and is kind of, and sort of, he's a funny guy, but he always leaves something out. And each time he is caught in a lie, caught in a fact where he left just enough out, Lune becomes furious with him. She hates being left in the dark more than any other, but in the end, they have to keep playing along. Because what other choice is there? In the end, he still gives them more information than they ever had before. He tells them about ways they might reach the paintress, about ways they might kill her. Even if he hides things, and even if he lies, he still lights more of their path than one ever thought possible. And so each time when trust has been broken, Lune calms and decides to continue on with it. Because what alternative do they have? It's not just the lies. If it was, it would make things easier. Verso and Lune talk about the wonders of the world, its mystery. She constantly peppers him with questions, and many he answers, questions that make her excited, curiosities which light the way towards new possibilities, but never does she forget the mission. Because Lune is haunted by ghosts. While the character of Gustav is defined by those he doesn't want to lose, Lune is defined by those she has already lost. Her parents are dust. her expedition dead almost to a man because she convinced its leader to land on that stretch of darkened Nightmare Beach. Gustav dead, and on and on and on. She wants to find the resting place of her parents. She wants to know how they passed. It's not a charmed or a happy kind of curiosity which drives her to discover this thing, but a desperate, exhausted kind. A struggle for meaning, to fabricate some type of purpose or design or reason behind what has occurred. You see, Lune, I think, slowly goes from this kind of crisis in the background of the game. As more tragedy occurs, as the fight for survival becomes more desperate, she slowly begins to turn that analytical eye of hers upon herself. She wants to know about the world and everything in it. At the same time, it seems to me, she wants to know about herself and everything within her. She wants to know why. Verso agrees to help her, of course. He's polite that way. There isn't some grand secret about how her parents died. They were slaughtered by a chromatic nephron. They died speaking of how their daughter would carry on their work. There is something undoubtedly nightmarish about that. They built their daughter, created and conjured her for a singular purpose. They tried to reincarnate their life's reason, their life's purpose, their life's conviction and mission within her. And in many ways, it worked. They shaped their child, sculpted her mind and heart until they had a successor. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I think when Lune finally comes to that realization, a part of her finally becomes free. Because even with all the things her parents and the world crafted her to be, Lune is still Lune. She's still herself. She decides to be a bit more selfish after that. A little bit indulgent, perhaps. She reconnects to a part of herself that her parents didn't much care for. Music. The guitar. Because, after all, the voices we listen to have to be our own. You live your life, for it is yours to live, and eventually it will be yours to die. Your parents and the world and the monsters within it and the awful, beautiful people, all of it will try to shape you. It will likely succeed, in part, but you are still you. Be a little selfish, not in a cruel way, but still. I think it's telling that the instrument that Lune plays is the guitar. She is a person of reason and curiosity, but the guitar is not usually an instrument you think of when it comes to reason or precision. The guitar is often considered a warmer instrument. I would have thought she enjoyed the strings of violin or cello, but no, 'tis the guitar. I think it's for the same reason that she's barefoot. She wants to feel the ground and grass and rock. She wants to experience the world without anything in the way. She's a voice of reason, yes, but she is also her, undeniably and truly. This isn't a part of the game, this isn't hinted at anywhere, but I got the mental image of a young Lune running barefoot outside, curious about the world and eager, and then she gets scolded by her parents that a scholar's job is to study within. Wear shoes when you leave the house. I don't know where the image of that happening came from. In the end, of course, they defeat the Paintress. They won! And Lune still doesn't understand anything at all. Who was the Paintress, really? Why did she do what she did? What was Verso's real goal? Lune wanted to know everything because only then, when she did, would she finally feel that she could become free. Free from responsibilities, free from her parents' legacy, free from the misery of the world, but more than all of those other things, I believe that Lune wanted to become free from herself. They return to Lumiere in victory. At the height of these celebrations, the world ends. Each living thing is gommaged and returned to dust. Nothing would remain. Lune moves around in a panic as her body falls apart because why didn't they stop the Paintress? Didn't they win? Didn't they succeed? Why is this happening? I thought we got out. I thought I was free, but instead, oblivion. After she is repainted, and ever after this moment, it becomes clear that at each step in action, Lune was 1 inch behind, 1 step late. She couldn't save Gustav, she couldn't save Maël, she couldn't stop Verso. By this time in the story, she can't stop what is approaching. At the end, Lune sees Verso about to step into the core of the painting and calls out to him. I wonder if she knew what it was he was about to do. But again, always a few steps too late. There are 2 endings to Expedition 33. One for Alicia and Mael, and one for Verso. Both are brilliant. I love them both. They're both tragic. Both offer insights to what really happens to Lune and how the infinite tragedy of her life ended. In Mael's ending, in the painted life that goes on and on, Lune doesn't speak. Her clothes are casual and muted. I wondered if maybe she did it, if maybe she became free. But the expression before the nightmare is revealed displays it all, I think. The light behind her eyes is gone. The curiosity, the life, the passion, she looks empty. Her eyes move around slowly in her head for a moment before looking at something. It's like she's confused, like she wants to say something, like she has a question to ask. She can't because she is drowning in paint. Her life, her individuality, the spark that made her alive. Whatever it was has been drowned in paints, acrid, oily paints. There are no more questions, no more answers. It's just like this. Forever. Verso's ending is little better. As the world crumbles around her, disintegrating into ash and flower dust, she rejects him, rejects everything. A look of infinite hate and betrayal pass across her face, and finally she sits down. No one is there to pick her up again like she did to Gustave. There is nothing to be done. No choices that can be made, no questions that might light the way. Oblivion. She was a step behind at every point, and her world and self will now pay the price. And I get it. I get wanting to understand everything. I get wanting to know more and more and more. I get having your parents bury you in expectation. I get the feeling that you weren't created to live a life, but instead were created as part of a design. Lune is tragic, just like each other character within Expedition 33. Her tragedy stems from the fact that all she wanted was that freedom of understanding and curiosity, the fact that knowledge would make her free. I've been thinking if there were any possible outcomes where things might have turned out all right for her. What was the stepping off point where the end became inevitable? But the worst part about Lune's character is that, unlike Gustave, I'm not sure that there was one. There was no point where if she had done something differently that things would have, without a shadow of a doubt, turned out all right. She distrusted Verso, but they eventually grew to understand each other. And that trust was in the end misplaced. But if she hadn't trusted Verso, then who can say how things would have turned out? I guess the point is that while we all want to become free and understand and enjoy and indulge in our curiosity, not all of us will make it. Perhaps I won't make it. But maybe it's also a case that we have to live in the manner we think best, no matter how things will turn out. So I guess all I have to say is get up. Tomorrow comes. Hey people, I like Expedition 33. We're still not there. We're still not there. My favorite. We're not even there at the favorite parts of the game yet. I'm working up to it. I'm gonna get there. I like it a lot. I think it's genuinely. I was absolutely blown away by it. Got more videos coming. They should be coming more often, I think, for the next bit. Yeah. You wanna like and subscribe. Do the thing. You know the thing. I hope you're all doing okay. Stay safe out there. You know how it is. I will see you when I see you. Take care, people.